You're making a real impact. I think that's so great. Hey, welcome to Mortgage Megaphone podcast. And today we are chatting with Lisbeth Najarro from our Fairfax, Virginia Embrace Home Loans branch. And Lisbeth is a top producer. She is a President's Club member, top 1% Scotsman guide, just all-star loan officer, and amazing mom who's currently on vacation with her kids in Jacksonville, Florida. So thank you for joining me.
No, thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to be with you.
Well, I know. I'm so glad we got to chat today.
Yes.
So, Lisbeth, I mentioned you are normally in our Fairfax, Virginia branch. Do
Correct.
you live, you must live close by. Do you live in Fairfax or what's like the,
No, I live in Stafford. So
okay.
that's the reason we have two offices. We have also an office in Woodbridge,
Oh,
where it's easier for me to see clients. Woodbridge from the Stafford is like 20 minutes, really. So that's the reason that we have two offices, so I can be found in either office.
okay. That is good to know. So you
Yeah.
go, usually now, are you a go to the office person or a work from home person most of the time?
Everything depends on my kids' schedule.
Hmm. Makes
So
sense.
I usually do appointments only because of the same reason. I don't know where I'm going to be that day, if I'm going to be in Fairfax or Woodbridge, or I'm going to be running around with the soccer or swimming. We never know. So that's the reason that I usually do
Yeah, we need the
appointments only.
flexibility for
Yes,
sure.
I do. Hmm.
But you do meet clients in person a lot? How
I
many of
do.
you?
I do.
Okay.
Yes. For example, next week, I think we already have a schedule for families to see.
Oh, wonderful. And
Yeah.
so so what does that look like? If you have a client appointment in person, is that the initial application intake or what do you do?
Usually it's the initial application. My client, our Latino community love to meet in person. They want to have that feeling of comfort and they want to make sure you are explaining everything to them. And that's the reason and they are not usually tech savvy. So that's the reason that they prefer to come to the office, bring taxes, bring all the documents for us to have it.
Okay, wonderful. And
Yes.
so you're making those copies. Now, what does your team look like? Do you have an assistant who helps you or just a loan processor? Who's helping you when someone comes in with all that?
Okay, so I do have an assistant, okay, and I do have two processors, and my whole team do speak Spanish, by the way.
Oh, good to know.
So that's my favorite part, that I don't have to be translated.
Yeah.
They
So
all do speak
there's
Spanish.
two loan processors that work on your files that both speak
Correct.
Spanish
Yeah.
and your assistant. So
Correct.
is your assistant in Woodbridge in the office when you're there or how does
Yeah,
that
so
work?
my assistant is usually 10 minutes away from the office. So in case that I am in Fairfax or I am running behind my kids, she can meet the client, get the copies, get whatever we're missing on a file, and just scan it, boom, done. So we try to make everything as easy as possible for the client.
Yeah, that makes sense. And how
Yes.
long have you had an assistant?
4 years already.
Wow. Okay, so that's smart. So pretty early into your career, you knew you needed that help.
They knew I needed the assistant because they're like, Lisbeth, I think you cannot work so many hours.
Yeah.
And I think that's the best part about Embrace. They are always checking on you, make sure you are fine, and make sure, you feel comfortable. Especially they don't want you to be working 24 hours a day. And that's when they decided to bring my assistant on board, and that have been since 4 years ago. And then when they see that the value keep increasing, it was when they added a second processor. Like that, my processor have the ability to be working on my files, and especially because our Latino community, they are a little bit harder, let's put it that way, from everyone else. I think that's the reason also, but that's where it comes Embrace, right? They check all of that. they review with you what you are missing, and that's when they decide, hey, it's time to get you another processor.
Yeah, okay. I think that's excellent. I didn't know that backstory, but that's, yeah. And so has your, what has, and obviously the market impacts this, but has your production increased since you now have additional help? Are you able to sell more and get more business?
Think yes, it did increase, and also we have been maintaining our volume, but last year we did increase from the previous year because we are not going to compare anything during the pandemic, right?
Sure. Yes. Yeah.
But yes, my it did increase last year, and everyone was getting lower while we were increasing our business.
Yeah. Oh, that's great to know.
Yes.
And like, I love hearing a little bit, these little snippets about your helping the Latino community. What percentage of your business is the Latino community?
I would say 90%.
Really?
Oh yeah,
So that's really your niche. And
it
do they
is.
have, I know you do the ITIN loans,
Correct.
but then you also, what are some of your more common loan products?
I would say everything is, most of my clients are FHA
Uh-huh.
now with the work permits, conventional, but yes, I am also doing the IT loans and the bank statements. I think that's what it have been more popular in the DSCR because we have a lot of people that want to keep investing, but obviously the DSCR came to save all of them for not to report so much in taxes, and now
Yes.
they can invest as a DSCR. I have an investor that this is the fourth loan I'm doing for him.
Wow. Okay. So you've
Yeah,
got a bit of a mix when it comes. So your niche is really the community, but your loan programs are a little bit all over. First of all, you didn't mention a lot of the easier loan programs to do, right? You just have the challenging one.
no, correct. We get the challenge, and I think that's what make you different, right? Because you are not afraid of do those loans. And I mean, you just get used to it. And yes, all my clients are mixed. Like all the programs are mixed. Like, I'm not, but my number one will be the FHA. Second will be now, I would say conventional, then the SER, then IT, but I do have a mix.
Yeah, that makes sense. Are DSCR, do you recommend getting into that business? It seems like a hot market right now for loan officers.
You know what? Yes, especially our Latino community, they are hardworking people and they do make money. They do make money because they are so like they're hard workers, right? And they want to invest. But the issue is that they don't want to report that much in taxes to
Sure.
pay that much. So the best way for them, what I have been finding the solution is 12 months bank statements or DSCR loans if they already have a primary and want to
Hmm.
keep investing. But even for primary homes, they can go with 12 months bank statements.
Yeah, and that right. So that I'm so glad that we have these types of
Oh my God,
programs for
you
this.
have no idea. I think just this month we have three loans, bank statements, and one DSCR already. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And so how do you
it's saved the business. Let's put it that way.
Um, so, and we know you made President's Club 5 times. I love that. I posted on LinkedIn what my favorite part of President's Club was the mariachi band for Lisbeth. Made a bet that she'd make it 5 years, and you did 5 years in a row, right?
Yes, that was
Uh,
the bet. If I make it 5 years in a row.
and we had the mariachi band, which I
Yes.
think made the whole party way better. So thank you. You've got to make another bet for some big enter. What are we
Yes,
gonna have?
that's what I
What are
tell
we
me.
gonna have at 10 years?
That's why he's like, oh, and I'm like, I don't know, that's a lot of pushing. He's like, maybe you should choose the place for 10 years. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's great idea, but I
Okay, yeah.
think it as soon as possible because I had to make the bet, right? And I don't know
Yes.
if he's going to accept it.
Well, I think that's
Yeah.
great. It was my first time going to President's Club this past year, just as a kind of a corporate
Uh-huh.
supporter. And what I was really surprised about was like how much fun you guys all have together. And like there's this like all these bonds from people that are all over our different markets and are
Right.
all over the East Coast who come together every year because you're such great loan officers that you make President's Club and have a good time.
Yeah, no, it's my first year. I was so nervous. I was so nervous because I was the first one breaking, like the first one new on I don't know how many years. And I was like, oh my God, how they're going to be, how they're going to treat you. No,
Yeah.
everyone is super cool. And I think that's the reason that Embrace is different because everyone support each other. You learn from each one. And even though let's say you are not in President Club, still the offices, I mean, our office, we share everything. Like once a month or twice a week, we get together. Hey, what was the challenge this month? How did you solve that challenge? And I think that's what makes you different. It's not because your clients are not my clients, right? We are all different. We meet all these different people, but I think the best way as a group to approach is knowing the challenges and how you were able to fix it. Or if you know that you have a case, how, Lisbeth, if you have this scenario, how will you proceed with it, right? And that's where everyone in our office or even Embrace, I would say in general, they are really humble to help you out.
Your office is so cool, and I think that so. Your manager, Pat Holland, is like a legend and an incredible loan officer on his own, but then
Oh,
a
yeah.
really good coach. Because I've sat in on some of your sales meetings and the way you share your stories, and it's he has quite a community there at your branch. What is it like
Yeah.
working for Pat?
I mean, first, I'm grateful that he gave me the chance to become a loan officer, right? Because when you don't have the business, it's hard for them to say yes,
Yeah.
right? And he was like, absolutely. He believed in me since day one. And since that day, I mean, my first month, I closed 2 deals, second month, zero. And I was like, oh my God. Third month, I started growing up. And also, I mean, so I became a loan officer because my husband is a realtor in
Okay.
Virginia and Maryland. So he was the one who introduced me to Embrace. And then it was when I was able to get the job. So that's how everything really started.
Who knew that part of the
Yes.
story?
Yes. So
Is your husband still a realtor now?
yes.
Okay.
And I'm his preferred lender.
I give you better, Bay. We can check that on Redder. Make sure.
So yes, and then I was a loan officer assistant for 3 years, and that's when I fall in love with the business, and I was able to learn everything that I learned right behind the scenes before becoming a loan officer. So when I became a loan officer, I already have like these connections,
Hmm.
especially knowing, and that's something that I'm going to advise whoever wants to become a loan officer. I think you have to be a loan officer assistant first, or
Hmm.
anyway on the business, for you to have the experience. Because one thing is the book, which it took me 6 times to pass the exam. Yes, and I was already know how to do the loans and everything, but the classes are one thing, like the exam is one thing, but then the loan is another thing. So you need to make sure you learn everything behind the scenes because you have the families on your hands, right? That life of their families, they can be homeless. I mean, it's a lot of responsibility, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah,
Yes,
it really is. No, I
yes,
think that's a great recommendation, and I've definitely heard that before. Um, and I know what it's like. I mean, I was a loan officer assistant many, many years ago, and it's like you're in there, you're talking to the customers, you're seeing how the docs line up, you're stacking
yeah.
up the file. I did it so long ago, there was paper file to stack up.
Well, that's how I started too. And
Yeah.
the clients used to come and sign because they were like it wasn't, oh, the app. I love Embrace app. That has saved my life. Yes. So that's one of the things I use often, often,
Hmm.
often, especially to sign disclosure. Now I just go there, click, 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 done. Pre-approvals, 10 seconds, dun, 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 done. So but again, I mean, the experience, right? Getting the experience in place is another level. Like, you have to become a loan officer assistant in order for you, I would say, to at least know a little bit about the loans, the guidelines, because the guidelines are so important, where you can say, hey, yes, this loan can go through. No, you have to wait, or you have to prepare yourself. So there is a lot of things behind.
Yeah, for sure. And
Yeah.
so you had it, did you just had it in you that you knew you could go try to be a loan officer when you asked Pat, or what gave you the confidence to decide to make that move?
My family. So we
Okay.
had the third baby,
Uh-huh.
and then we had a condo in Arlington, so it was getting smaller. And it was my husband who is like, because from Fairfax to Stafford, it was a drive of an hour without traffic, right? And if I go to the office from, let's say, I don't know, 10 to 6, then I wasn't going to be able to spend time with my kids, especially the babies. They were babies at that time. So then my husband is like, why you don't become a loan officer? And I'm like, I don't know, I'm scared. And then he's like, just take the band-aid off. You already know what are you doing.
Hmm.
Like, you already have the experience, people like you. I think you are going to be an amazing loan officer. And I'm like, I don't know, because it's going to be two self-employees at home, right? And he like, I think you can do it. So that's when I'm like, okay, so I guess I had to take the decision to be in an office and not be with my kids, or to be with my kids and still be able to produce, right? And that's when I became a loan officer.
You've been so good at it. So this is really excellent. I just love when you like the idea that because I think of a loan officer, it's a high pressure job. Like you said, it's like being self-employed and it's definitely a lot of hours, but it's
Yeah.
that the key there is that flexibility of the hours and owning your own time that
Yeah.
seems really appealing to moms. And the moms I know of young kids that are loan officers, most of them are closing a lot of deals. And that's kind of, it's like counterintuitive because you're so busy, but I don't know that you get it done.
It's just get it done. Yeah. For example, sometimes I go to the training and I have the computer. But now I think with the app, especially with the app, if they need a pre-approval and I am at the game or I am at the pool, it takes me 30 seconds. I think that was the best thing we ever got. I'm
Mhm.
still fighting to get the transaction analysis
Oh,
on it,
yes, in there.
because
Yeah.
I'm like, we can put the zip code so you can get it. That would be the only thing missing in that app. I mean, like, I would
Yeah.
love to have that transaction history there, but just for the pre-approval, I don't have to be connected to the computer in order to do
Hmm.
it, and it take me 30 seconds to do it, really. I think the app, it's really, really helpful, and it helped me, at least for me, it have helped me a lot.
Yeah, I think that's so great to know that, yeah, out there and being mobile
Yeah,
and, nowadays being able to just multitask the way women are really good at.
yeah,
Um, but
yeah.
then what about for business development? Like, do you still actively have to go out and are you looking for new referral partners? You have steady partners that give you plenty of business. How does that go?
Okay, so everyone asks that question. Lisbeth, how do you make so many loans? Because I'm more units, right? And still, like, how? And you don't really go out. And I'm like, no, I don't go out. I post, yes, I post sometimes. I'm not really active in social media. So this is the secret.
Okay.
The secret is to do a good job,
Oh,
to be friendly, to be kind, to be humble. That's the secret of the business. Because when people see you like that you connect with people, I mean, they keep referring you. I mean, I get invited to sweet 15s, to weddings, to birthday parties, like you name it. And they are all, oh, this is my loan officer. This is my loan officer. She's the one who helped me buy the house. So, what best way to do it? So, that's the way that, I mean, that I really do my business. I just connect with people and I'm kind and I really work on them. Like I just had a client that she was so grateful because I work on her credit for we work on the credit for 6 months. She did everything that I asked her, which we have the credit expert. That is an amazing tool that we have at Embrace. Not everyone have it. So that's what makes us different too. So I use credit expert a lot on my clients. And then when we get the credit score that we need, because they are not guessing, I'm telling them exactly what they need to do, then they can buy the house. I mean, and they are so grateful when you help these people after, another loan officer telling them, no, you don't qualify, come back in a year. And I tell them, hey, this is exactly what you need to do. It changed everything.
Yeah. So that's amazing. So just do a good job and people refer you. So
Yeah.
and are people referring to their friends and family and the other people at their weddings, more so like how does the balance of your friends and family referrals of your previous customers compare to referrals from realtors?
Well, that's the other thing. My realtors refer me another realtors.
Oh, ooh, okay.
Yeah, so that's how I have grow my business. Let's put it that way. Like realtors refer me another realtors, and they see the way that we work, and that we close the deals. That is really important to them, and that's how I usually like. That's how I did it. Yeah, and then the clients referring me family or friends, and that's how I really grew the business. Let's put it that way.
This is so cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, to wrap up, one question, what's your goal for this year?
You know what? I never do a goal. I just
Okay.
work and make sure we do a good job, and I know like everything will continue. But I don't really like I don't set on a number.
Mm-hmm. You're real. It sounds like your mission is just do a good job.
Exactly. That's what it comes, right? Because then you keep like I just it's hard for me to put a number in my mind. Like I always say, okay, I want to get to the 15 million to have an extra free day of vacation, right?
Yeah. Yes.
But then I'm like, I don't know, like I would need more help. I would need more setup, and my kids are still small, and we
Yeah.
still have a lot of activity, and I think my type of clients are not the same as everyone where they purchase 1 million. My
Mm-hmm.
clientele start from 250, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
But I'm so proud of them because that's the more grateful people that you can ever meet.
Mm-hmm.
When I say grateful, I mean I had clients bringing me dinner because I was able to meet them in the afternoon, knowing that I after them I had to go home. I mean, for those, I don't know. For me, it was like when this lady like, oh look, I cooked you dinner because like that when you get home you don't have to cook. I mean, that was the I wanted to
That's,
cry,
oh,
and we
that's
haven't even
amazing.
closed. Yeah, and it was like, oh my God, like my clients are the more grateful people that you can ever meet. I'm so grateful to have this community, my Latino community, because they do appreciate what I do for them, and I know I work harder than everyone else, but I think at the end the payment is more value than everyone else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really sounds like that. It's so fulfilling, and you're
Yeah.
helping your own community, and you're making a real impact. I think that's so great.
Yeah, and that's what I tell them because they are so grateful that I do speak Spanish, so I can explain them. And like, I just got a really nice review. Like, it's long, and I was like, ah. my God, I wanted to cry, but I was like, that's the reason that I'm here, So, because she wanted to buy a house, I think it was 2 years ago, and something happened, she couldn't do it, and now she was finally able to get her house, and she sent me this message and saying that, Lisbeth, you have no idea how grateful I am to come home, because now I am home. I just changed the floors, everything looked amazing, and I think that is priceless. And that motivate you also to keep going.
Oh yeah, that is, oh, I love it. Just that word home means
Yes,
so much for
yes,
sure.
I know. And that have been my pleasure of working with my community, no doubt.
I
Yeah.
love that. So what should we know about Latino homeowners? Like, what do you think is the one thing that the rest of the mortgage industry might be missing?
That they have money.
Okay. All right.
They do have money
Yeah.
because a lot of people I don't know. I would say, I don't want to say the word, but I think they work so hard. They do have the money, they work hard, and they will do whatever you tell them to do in order for them to get their house. They will work on their credit. Um, and a lot of people, like, a lot of people think that just because you are Latino don't have money. No, these people make a lot of money.
Mhm.
Again, I have a few investors already putting 20 to 25% down to buy DSCRs as investment properties. Again, they do work on their credit in case, but I have seen a lot of Latino community where their credit is perfect, you
Good.
know. And another thing that I will say, it's especially, well, I will talk about Embrace because that's the only company that I have worked for, and
Hmm.
I'm really happy and comfortable with everything that I have. Right, again, I have all the support that I need, but also the programs, the solutions,
Hmm.
and that's what make us different, that we can offer a Latin to everyone, different programs where,
Hmm.
I mean, yes, you don't qualify with your taxes, but hey, I see that you are a Schedule C, you make 200,000 a year. Here is the solution: 12 months
Hmm.
bank statement, boom, that's it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Did any of the programs I remember last year when there was some laws that were changed around some of the FHFA programs for immigrant communities. Did that affect your business at all?
It does.
Yeah.
It has, like, because especially because of the work permits.
Okay.
So I do have a lot of people with work permits, and yes, it did affect me. I think I mean, it got. I do have like 10% of my business that dropped because of that.
Because of that. But there's other but so for work permit, there's not other options or there are non-QM.
There are other options, but
Yeah.
that's where the savings need to come out,
Mm,
because with work permits, if they don't have a really good credit, then I'm sorry, that's where they had to work on their credit.
okay.
So one of my advice for the Latino community is, you know, please take care of your credit, because that's the only way that we're able to do the loans. Still, we can do 3%, but the credit had to be good. So I'm praying, hopefully, they can settle all the immigration rules and we can get the FHA back and help the other families. But still, that's where I'm saying that credit expert come into place, because I tell them, I run that, and I'm like, this is what you need to do in order to just wait 6 months, wait a year, but at least they have a plan to do it and not
Hmm.
guessing, and that's what make you different.
Okay. I love that. Well, I
Yeah.
know you're on vacation and your kids are waiting to go to the beach. Now, how much are you going to work on this vacation? A little?
50%, let's put it that
Okay.
way.
Nice. Good.
Well, today the team is taking care of everything. We already had a few clear to close yesterday. So,
Yay.
I mean, I really hope to be disconnected at least, just 50% of the business.
I think that's a perfect goal. Makes
Yeah,
sense to
yeah,
me.
absolutely.
Lisbeth, thank you so, so much for doing this with me. I hope you have a great day
Absolutely.
at the beach.
Thank you. Okay, Meg, it's always
Okay.
a pleasure to be with you. Take care.
Okay.